Okay, we're going to do a quick overview of plumbing systems. And you probably know that the first application of plumbing was the Romans with their aqueducts. And we've seen these kind of pictures before where these carried water down the aqueducts into the cities. Though they had different qualities of water for the drinking fountains versus the baths. They also had different ways for just getting rid of the wastewater once it was done. These are the parts that we're going to have in our plumbing systems, and we're going to be talking about different parts of this as we go. Notice though that plumbing includes things like the devices like the sink and the toilet. It includes all the pipes, all the supply water pipes and the exit pipes, as well as any gas pipes if your house has natural gas. And also we'll talk later about stormwater drainage. Today I just want to talk about what you're going to have to put in your floor plan, and we'll do calculations later. So first of all, the water supply system, it's all the pipes that are going to go in our house. Because we only have one story, you won't have to deal with all the pipes going vertical, just the horizontal distance. I've given you the handout with all these different parts here. But you need to know what the fixtures are. That's the actual things like the dishwasher or the toilet. And all of these have to have water supplied to them, plus they have to have a drain leaving them. The water heater, so it's got to have water coming in and a drain going out. Trunk lines and branch lines, that's the different layers here. So this is a trunk. That's the main one. Think like a tree. The trunk comes up here from outside. And then the branches are the parts that come off of the trunk, just like a tree. Again, I gave you this handout with these on it. The water main is going to be out in the middle of our street. And I'm going to show you the site plan in just a second. The water main, the main pipe, is out in the middle of the street. That's where the water has to come from. Then we're going to add to our site plan later how the water is coming into our house. There's always a water meter that tells how much water we're using and how much the city is going to charge us. And there's a valve there that can cut off the flow. So I also gave you this handout. Vent pipes come up from below. They come off of the exit sewage pipes. These are our drain pipes going out. And there's always a vertical vent pipe that comes off of that. We're not going to worry about adding those to our house, but just be aware of it. Basically, if you think about it, pipes that are going out of your house can have gas that builds up in them. If it builds up here and it builds up too much pressure, that could literally cause an explosion. The vent pipes allow any gas to escape up into the atmosphere instead of building pressure up in the pipes. A trap is like this little U shape there that actually has water that goes and stays in this little part at the bottom, and it prevents that gas from coming back up through your sink. It allows the water to sit right here and create a seal so that this nasty gas over here doesn't come back up and up in your washing machine or your sink. And finally, the stack is where we're going up to the different layers of our house. So this is where we're going up to or coming down from our third and our second floor. And then there's always a clean out outside the house. This is so that the plumber can come and then clean out the lines. Some different terms that you're going to need when you start working on this. Sewage is any kind of material that's going into our drains. Sanitary sewers, we're going to see that on our site plan, that carries out sewage. The storm sewer is what's going to drain from the street. That is not raw sewage coming from your toilet. The storm sewer is just the rain that's come down, washed down the street, washed off your lawn. Storm sewer is different than sanitary sewer. Sanitary sewer is coming from inside your house, from your toilet, from your shower, from your washing machine. And then finally, we have a lateral pipe that comes out that delivers the water from here out to the sewer main that's out in the street. And we're going to see that on our site plan as well. So again, you have all this in a note. There are plumbing codes just like all the other codes we've looked at, and we're going to look at more codes later, but it tells us what we're required to have, and it's basically for these reasons here. The plumbing code tells us all this information. As I said, you're going to do calculations later and calculate what you're going to need for your house. But for today, we're going to just talk about what you need to put in your floor plan. Minimum number of facilities, we've actually already put that in there for you. I've told you how much it is for this plan here. And this is what you're going to be drawing on your floor plan. You're going to be drawing in where the hot water lines need to go, where the cold water lines need to go, and where the drains need to go. The walls that these pipes need to go through are going to have to be changed to 6-inch walls instead of 4-inch walls. This is why we need to take this into consideration now. We want to have the least amount of pipes in our building as possible. So whenever possible, we want to clump bathrooms next to the utility room right next to the kitchen, and so on. It'll mean that we'll have less piping to do, and later for you, it'll be less that you have to calculate. We could also do an isometric view. We are not going to do that. We're just going to do it on our floor plan, but you could do a vertical 3D looking view. And that's it right there. Okay, so here we are on that site plan that you glued into your notebook, and I want to show you where this stuff is going to be. You've already decided what direction is going to be north for your floor plan, so that's already going to determine how your house is sitting on this property. Now let's look at the key over here. It says that water is a gray line with a W on it. So on here, there's one water line here. So you can have water come into your house from this direction, anywhere along here, because there's water running this direction, and there's also a water line running on this side. So when the water enters your house, it's going to enter from this side or this side here. And then the sanitary sewer lines, that's where you can take the wastewater out of your house. There's actually a sanitary sewer line on each one of these streets, so you'll be able to have the sanitary sewer exit any of the directions out of your house as you want. Just keep these in mind when you start building your house so that you know where you're going to put those and how those are going to come in and out. You're going to have to, especially the water coming in, make sure that you're coming in either from this side here or from this side here as you start doing your floor plan.